We got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. Hey, how do I know that Kamala Harris won last night, the debate last night? And she did. Kamala Harris kicked ass last night. She kicked butt. She won that debate. And it wasn't even close. It really wasn't. And I know that. I know that Kamala Harris won the debate last night because Donald Trump, beginning last night after the debate and all of this morning, Donald Trump and all of his media sycophants and cheerleaders and all of Donald Trump's supporters are complaining about ABC News. They're complaining about the moderators. They're telling me that Kamala Harris was being fed the questions during the debate. They're telling me that Kamala Harris was given the questions before the debate. They're telling me it wasn't fair. It was rigged. It was 3 against 1, the moderators and Harris against Trump. They're complaining about how unfair the moderators were, how mean and bad they were to poor Donald Trump, how they fact-checked him all the time and didn't fact-check her at all. How do I know Kamala Harris won? How do I know Harris won and Trump lost? Because Trump and all of his supporters are whining and complaining about the referees, right? It's like you have a game. There's a game, a football game. Some team wins, some team loses, and the losing team complains about the refs. How do I know Kamala Harris won that debate last night? Because Trump and his supporters are saying the debate was rigged. It was stolen. They're not talking about what Trump said. They're not talking about what Kamala Harris said. They're complaining about a rigged, stolen debate. They're doing it. That by the way, that tells me, and I've engaged with a bunch of them since the end of the debate last night. That tells me Trump's supporters know he lost, because they're bitching and moaning about the moderators. They're complaining about the questions. They're engaged in conspiracies. Again, here we go again. I've seen tweets and Facebook posts alleging that Kamala Harris had some sort of implant on her ear where she could hear the questions being fed to her, and her staff, or maybe in this year, her staff was feeding her answers as she was speaking. They're telling me shit like this. It tells me they know he didn't win. It tells me they know Trump didn't do very well. Because if you're a Trump supporter and you feel like your guy did pretty well, you feel like your guy won, man, all you're doing, thumping your chest and talking about how good your guy did. All the great answers your guy had. You're talking about your guy if you believe your guy won. But if you don't believe your guy did very well, then you're complaining about the moderators. Then you're saying the whole thing was rigged. But by saying the whole thing is rigged, you're acknowledging that your guy lost. Well, the reason he lost, Joe, and that's what a Trump supporter said to me late last night. The reason he lost, Joe, is because the two moderators were in the tank for Harris. Understand what he said? Do you understand what that Trump supporter just said to me? He's acknowledging that Trump lost. But the reason he lost, Joe, was because it was stolen. I'll get into it later. That aside, Kamala Harris had a really good debate. She won the debate on style, on substance. She looked and behaved presidential. Donald Trump behaved as he is only capable of. Yeah, Trump had a concept of a plan. Music geeks, it was Kamala Harris asked him, I've got a plan for healthcare, or I've got a plan for jobs. Donald Trump, do you have a plan? And to Geek's point, Trump said, no, I have a concept of a plan. That's who Trump is. She won. She had a job to do last night, stand in front of the American people and show the American people that this woman is up to it. She can become president. She did that. And go after Trump. And she did that. And she got under his skin. Yeah, it's like the dog ate my homework excuse. Absolutely. That's do me a favor. Thank you, Powell. Do me a favor, Trump supporters. Listen to yourself right now. Your team lost a game and you're complaining about the referees. The team that won the game doesn't complain about the refs. You lost the game and you're complaining about the refs. But this is the bigger, broader point that I want to make right now. Kamala Harris won the debate. This race is still neck and neck, 50-50. Like Kamala Harris won the debate, it wasn't even close. I don't know if it's going to have any impact on the election. So all you Kamala Harris folk out there, slow down, slow your roll, chill. What happened last night may have absolutely zero impact on this race. I watched the debate out in Phoenix. I'm out in Phoenix right now. Look at the beautiful hotel room behind me. I watched the debate with a bunch of Republicans for Harris supporters. I mean, they were as gaga as they can be at the end of the debate. They knew Trump lost. They knew Kamala Harris won. But I told them all when the debate ended that you now have to go out and work your tails off like you're losing. You've lost this debate. And you're losing this election. But I don't know. None of us know if last night will have any impact on the election at all. He said it. Trump said they're eating dogs. They're eating dogs. They're eating dogs and cats. Trump said it. About 30 minutes in, these Haitians in Springfield, Ohio, just a great conspiracy that J.D. Vance and other right-wing knuckleheads have been putting out there, that there are Haitians who have taken over this town in Ohio and they're stealing everybody's pets, their dogs and their cats, and they're barbecuing and grilling all of the dogs and the cats in Springfield, Ohio. Some great stupid ass conspiracy that the right has picked up, J.D. Vance picked up, and Donald Trump actually gave it a platform last night. About 35, 40 minutes in, he said it. They're eating dogs. I want to make a bigger, broader point. Donald Trump has turned good people into sore losers. And that just breaks my heart. Think about it. Trump lost an election in 2020, and he and his supporters scream. What did they scream? Stole. They couldn't accept the loss. So they screamed stolen election. Trump lost a debate last night. And what is Trump and what are all of his supporters screaming right now? Same thing. Stolen debate. Rigged debate. They can't accept a debate loss, so they scream it was stolen. Trump and his supporters couldn't accept an election loss, so they screamed that it was stolen. They can't accept the loss of a debate last night, so what do? They scream that the debate was stolen, the debate was rigged. They can't accept a debate loss, so they're out there right now saying that Kamala Harris had implants all over herself being fed the answers to the debate questions. This makes me profoundly sad. Forget about who Trump is. Donald Trump is probably the biggest and greatest sore loser in all of human history. I don't care about Donald Trump. I hope you folks listening to me right now, even all of you Trump supporters listening to me, and you've been listening to me for a while, Trump is who he is. I don't care about Trump. I want him to lose. I want him to go away. Trump is the world's biggest crybaby. Trump is the world's biggest victim. Trump is the world's biggest sore loser. I don't care about that, but I care about what Trump has done to good people, the people who support him, good people. They've become sore losers. They echo his whining and crying and complaining about the refs, about the election officials. And yeah, I purposely say that Trump's turned them into sore losers. And by the way, Michael, Donald Trump was fact-checked every time because Donald Trump lies all the time. Like, again, a lot of Trump supporters complaining that Kamala wasn't fact-checked. Trump lies all the time. When Donald Trump said that Haitian immigrants are killing and barbecuing cats and dogs in Springfield, Ohio, yes, the ABC moderator said there's no proof of that, sir. Yeah, so when Trump says shit like that, he's going to be fact-checked. And he was. When Trump last night spouted his most outrageous lies, he was fact-checked. And I thought of this again after the debate last night in the reaction to the debate. I've thought about this ever since 2020, ever since Trump lost, and he wouldn't accept the results of his loss. He was a poor loser. He was a sore loser, and 80% of Republican voters don't believe Trump lost in 2020. And I thought of this again last night as I watched Trump supporters doing the same damn thing. Donald Trump has turned the Republican Party into a party of sore losers. He's turned people into what they would not teach, what they did not teach their kids to be. Everybody listening to me right now knows you taught your children to be a good loser. When your kids played in sporting events when they were young and they played their hearts out and they lost a game, what did you tell your kids, your children at the end of that game? You gave it your best. Line up, shake the winner's hands, be a good loser. Be a good sport. Congratulate the winners. You did not teach your kids to complain about the referees. But Dad, the refs sucked. We didn't really lose. It was stolen. That's not how you raised your children. Life can be unfair sometimes. You lost. Accept the loss with dignity and get ready to fight and play another day. Get in line and shake their hands. That's how you taught your children to behave. Donald Trump is the antithesis of that. Again, I don't care about Trump. I care about you. I care about you. You now, Trump supporter, who did not accept the loss in 2020, and you're out there right now complaining about ABC News and the moderators and the fact checking, and Kamala Harris was being fed the questions. Kamala Harris knew the questions ahead of time. Kamala Harris was being fed the answers. The moderators were in the tank for Kamala Harris. You're being fed all that and you're regurgitating all of that. It wasn't fair. You're out there right now saying that this debate was rigged and stolen. You right now, the antithesis. Hey, you can call me an asshole, Peggy, but you know I'm right. You can call me an asshole, but you know I'm an asshole who's spot on this one, Peggy. You right now are the antithesis of what you taught your children to be. You are once again behaving like a sore loser. Look, if you believe Trump won, say it. If you're complaining about the moderators, if you think ABC was in the tank for Harris, if you think the debate wasn't fair, if you think that Kamala Harris was fed the questions ahead of time, was being fed the answers through her earpiece or something during the debate, if you believe all of that, you're being a sore loser. If you believe conspiratorial bullshit, you are being a sore loser. What you should do if you're a Trump supporter is say, you know what? I'm still with my guy. He had a bad debate. She had a better debate. We got 56 days to go. Game on. Makes me profoundly sad what Trump has done. And I know good people, these good people, you Trump supporters, you're responsible for yourselves, but I'm going to say it, makes me so sad what Trump has done to good people. He has helped turn them into sore losers. He has helped turn them into the antithesis of what they taught their kids to be. Final thought. Actually, two quick final thoughts. Trump last night wouldn't apologize for what happened on January 6th. And Donald Trump last night refused to say he wanted Ukraine to win. No matter where you stand on the issues, that's a clear choice. Like Donald Trump, you've got a clear choice, America. Donald Trump does not believe January 6th was a bad day. He said it again last night. He has nothing to apologize for about January 6th. He does not believe January 6th was a bad day. If you don't, and I listened to that and I thought to myself, fine, you've got a choice, America. If you don't believe January 6th was a bad day, if you believe January 6th, what happened on January 6th was a good thing, vote for Donald Trump. Vote for him. If you think January 6th was a good day, if you want January 6th to happen again, brothers and sisters, vote for him. Donald Trump also said he refused to say, and he was asked a bunch of times, he refused to say he wanted Ukraine to win. Okay, boom, there's your choice. Right? If you want Russia to win, Russia invaded Ukraine. If you want Russia to win that war, vote for Trump. Clear choice. If you want Putin to win that war, vote for Trump. If you want Ukraine to win, vote for Harris. And don't go down I'm anti-war. I don't want war. I'm sorry. That's not your call. That's not my call. Putin invaded Ukraine. Ukraine is defending itself. Ukraine will defend itself. It's their country. They can fight to defend themselves as long as they want. It's not your call or my call to say the war's got to end. That's not the position. The question is, who do you love? The question is, who do you want to win the war? Trump made clear last night he does not want Ukraine to win the war. If you want Putin to win and you want Russia to win the war, vote for Trump. It's a clear choice, because if Trump's president, he's cutting off aid for Ukraine. He's with Putin. If you want Ukraine to prevail and win that war and defend their sovereignty, then vote for Kamala Harris. Last point, you should shut your pie hole. It's spewing white foam nonsense. You're an idiot. Remember, Bruce, a China lover, an Iran lover. No. Well, actually, Bruce, that's not bad. You called me an idiot, but then you explained why you think I'm an idiot. You think I love China and I love Iran and I love war. I don't love war, and I love the Chinese people. I love the Iranian people. I believe in freedom. I despise both those regimes, and I'm not a neocon. I've been very much in my history in the opposite of a neocon. I don't want American intervention in wars all over the place. Final thought. Trump last night again said that he believes he won the 2020 election. He believes he won. He wouldn't say he lost in 2020. I'm sorry. Nobody should vote. Nobody should vote for anybody who still believes he won the 2020 election. Like, we're 4 years later now. If you can't acknowledge now publicly in front of the American people that you lost, you're either so out there or you're so dishonest. You don't deserve anybody's vote. You just don't. Hey, I am in Phoenix. We'll be getting out of here sometime today. Hope you're having a good week, halfway through the week. I was going to say something to you, but I'm not going to now because I forgot what I was going to say. Thank you for listening. Remember, you can still send me an email, joewalshwhiteflag@gmail.com. That's all one word, joewalshwhiteflag, all one word, @gmail.com. Send me an email if you want to talk about this show, any thoughts, ideas, anything. I'll be with you again live tomorrow. As always, finish your week strong. Be brave. Be brave.
Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.